Welcome, this is your life. No, it's grow your own. Basically, it's October. There's not much on the land to be doing, apart from sort of digging over, covering over for the winter to sort of come, unless you've got winter crops like cabbage, sprouts. But then there's still not really too much to do unless you're going to plant out early seeds ready for next year, like onions. Broad beans is a bit early to be putting them out yet, which I'm going to be doing November time. But it's always ready to dig the land, cover it over, and start working out what you're going to be doing next year, which is what I've been doing. This is my trusty blue folder. Now, inside here, I've got to show you. It's hard trying to film and work out what I'm doing. Right, now I'm gathering, we all have these, I'm guessing. It's basically, I call them cheat sheets. Basically it tells you what to grow when you grow. You know what I mean? You get them on the back of the seeds. You can look, oh yeah, I've got to plant that in March. But this sort of lets you know sort of obviously when to plant. Say for instance, broad beans, October, you can plant them sort of October, November. I'm doing them in November time. That's when to sort of plant them, that's when to harvest them. You're all probably familiar with these. There are different types you can get. Some are a bit more complicated. Focus. There we go. Plant outside, plant in the greenhouse, when to transplant them. They all tell you different things. If you go onto the internet, the way I find these is I go on the internet, Google, and just put in when to grow veg planting guides, stuff like that. Look at the images and then flick through them and see what you think, and then print one off what will help you. What I've done though is, because obviously, we're at say October, you then start October and you have to scroll your finger down, broad beans, scroll your finger down, beetroot, you know what I mean? You're scrolling your finger down and then you have to go across to work out what it is. Now what I've done is I've took the data from all of these, because some are a month or two out on different ones, and some like broad beans that don't even tell you can plant them in October, November. So basically what I have done myself is I've done myself a little cheat sheet with the information, and this makes it a bit easier for me, I think. It might be helpful for you. Do it on Word, Excel, just so you get the nice borders and boxes. So basically, as you see, this is sort of start of this year, but if we go to February, you're in February, you want to know what you've got to plant out, boom, broad beans, cauliflower, boom, boom. You know what I mean? It's there. It's got the month and it's there straight away. This is what I've put in myself. Obviously, I've made this myself, so I know that is the whole list, apart from runner beans, of what I'll be having on the plot, hopefully. So if you're only going to grow 5 or 6 veg, then it'll be a lot easier. But the way I've done it as well is I've kept them going across as well, so it just makes it a lot easier. If you didn't put them in order, like there, you see there's a gap there, there's a gap there. If I'd have shuffled them up, then it would have gone cauliflower, 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 up there, cauliflower. You know what I mean? Where I've kept them in line, so you can say April, right? So if I plant that, then that means I'll be getting the crop sort of about then, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? You can just work it out a lot easier. The way for me it will be anyway. And obviously you can put little bits like summer, because when you plant them early, you're obviously going to get them in summer, then it'll be autumn, then it'll be winter, and then spring. So yeah, that's basically what I've done it different colour codes. It's just going to make it a lot easier for me. When I'm in that month, I can just scroll down saying, right, that's what I've got, I can plant that. And also, say like it's April, I can go through there and say, oh right, this is the last month of planting my onions. You know what I mean? So I can make sure, right, I need plenty for, or sort of summery sort of time, so I want to plant loads. Then you can work out the quantities you're going to want for when that harvest time comes. That's the only thing I hadn't put on here, is when to harvest. This is basically just a set, but I can always go back and work out how long they take to germinate, how long they take to get to harvest time, and then work out when they will be ready. This is what I've got now. This is another thing I've drawn up. This plan of my site. There's my shed, compost bin, and these are the plots. Obviously that one's not dug yet, and a couple of these ain't dug yet. This one probably won't be getting dug. I'm not sure what I'm doing yet, if I'm having that one there. So I just got to see. But I've basically worked out what's going where, and I've gone from, I've looked at, sorry, I've got, just flicking through, this is the old stuff, that's what it used to look like. So you keep a little folder of all bits and bobs, and as you see there, I've actually coloured in the plots that weren't in there. You can just see there, potatoes. So then I can work out, every time I can look at what's been planted where. So then I know, because broad beans were there, you see, so broad beans are now going to be over here. I know it was going to go across too, but I changed it around a bit. But as long as I keep a record of what I've planted and when I've planted it, it should be fine. So then I know, right, this is a third semester, it's not meant to go there yet. So then, just so you know, so that's what I've got there. I've got my cheat sheet, and I've got my where I'm planting things. Also in my folder, I've got a data sheet. Now, I did the same sort of thing again, looked online, put down vegetable seed data sheet, stuff like that, and then I've gone onto Excel again and made my own. I wrote down basically what sections I wanted. So I've got here seeds, make, date of sown, amount sown, germination date, time taken to grown, amount grown, date planted, harvest date, amount of seeds to harvest. Now that means what I've collected to plant next year, and notes. So for instance, you put there broad beans, make, and what make they are, or variety, or you can put down whose they are, if they're what is it, Mr. Forgoodness? I don't know the name, I can't remember, but whatever brand seed packet they are. Date sown, amount sown, yeah, so you put 1st of October, I sowed 30 of them. Germination date, so as soon as they start sticking their heads up, put down the germination date, and then you can work from the date there to the date sown, how long it took for them to grow or germinate, which is always something good to know. So then you can work out different temperatures and different weather conditions, how long, if it affects them or not. Amount grown you would get from the amount sown and the amount germinated. So you can then put your amount grown. So then you know, oh look, I planted 100 seeds and only got fucking 65. Well, then you know that's not too bad, but it's not very brilliant. Date planted out. So anything that you've planted in seed trays or in the greenhouse, you can put down when you plant it out, and then you got your harvest date. All simple. And any notes, like if you got certain bugs attacked it, or anything about the seeds, you know what I mean? None of the seed, only about 4 or 5 plants come up out of a pack of 50, then hey, you at least know that crap seeds, I need to buy some new ones. I apologise for the couple of little swear words I've just done. veg, which I've showed you before. This is off of Vegplotter. Focus. Come on, there we go, Vegplot. Like I said, this just tells you. Focus. There we go. Right, asparagus. There we go. Tells you when to plant them, when to harvest them, when to set them out. I've told you this before when I went on to Vegplotter, and it tells you depth, space, and everything else. It gives you all the information. So I've got all mine in this folder here, and then obviously what I showed you earlier was last year's stuff. You can see here, look, how I filled out broad beans. They were seeds that my dad harvested. And then you got the dates sown, the amount sown, 30 sown, germinated the 23rd. It took 7 days to grow or germinate. Amount come out of it was 30. Planted about on the 21st. Harvest on the 7th of the 7th. Amount seeds harvest good. I've just put that. I should have put the amount, but I didn't because I hadn't harvested them at that point. 4 seeds. But there we go. That's basically how I've filled it out. You can leave spaces because obviously if there's different times you're setting stuff, like carrots, sprout, anything what you set, oh right, so then you're not setting them all in the same time. You don't set like 50 lettuces and then you're only going to eat probably 3 or 4 and the rest are go on to waste because you're not eating them. So there's going to be day separation from batch to batch. Just a couple of sheets just in case I lose the other one. So I hope this has sort of just helped you out a bit. If it makes you think, oh yeah, I might do that, then great, you know what I mean. Anything to help. Like I said, there's a bit of a cheat sheet so you can see. But this is, like I said, it's just a quick little video just to let you know what preparation I'm doing. This year hopefully is going to be a lot better year, and we'll see what happens.